What secrets lie within the energy? Highways between worlds. The hidden architecture of multidimensional cities. In the quantum field that surrounds us, beyond the veil of ordinary perception, magnificent cities exist, structures so advanced that they transcend our three-dimensional understanding of architecture. These are not buildings made of stone and steel, but living networks of consciousness and energy, powered by the infinite resources flowing between parallel universes. Ancient sages understood what modern science is only beginning to glimpse: that reality operates on multiple levels simultaneously, and that the cities of tomorrow already exist in the quantum realm, waiting for humanity to awaken to their presence. Tonight we journey beyond the limits of conventional reality to explore these mystical metropolises where energy itself becomes the foundation, the walls and the very soul of urban existence. The quantum architecture of multidimensional cities. Within the quantum field that underlies all existence, cities emerge not as fixed structures, but as dynamic energy patterns that shift and flow across dimensional boundaries. These multidimensional metropolises operate on principles that ancient architects of consciousness understood long before our modern physics began to catch glimpses of parallel realities. At the subatomic level, particles exist in multiple states simultaneously through the phenomenon of superposition, creating the foundational blueprint for cities that can exist in countless configurations across infinite parallel worlds. The architecture of these quantum cities defies our three-dimensional limitations. While our earthly cities are bound by gravity, materials and linear time multi-dimensional cities harness the interconnectedness that quantum entanglement reveals, where particles become linked regardless of distance, creating profound connections that transcend conventional space and time. This cosmic web, spanning across infinite realms, allows these cities to draw energy, resources, and even architectural inspiration from parallel versions of themselves, creating structures that are simultaneously ancient and futuristic, familiar yet completely alien to our current understanding. The many worlds interpretation, first channeled through physicist Hugh Everett in 1957, reveals that every possible architectural decision, every urban planning choice, every energy configuration exists simultaneously across the branching tree of parallel realities. In these quantum cities, buildings can phase in and out of visibility. Neighborhoods can overlay one another across dimensions, and the very streets become flowing rivers of crystallized possibility. The city planners of these dimensions work not with blueprints on paper, but with consciousness itself, designing urban landscapes that respond to the collective needs and dreams of their interdimensional inhabitants. What makes these cities truly extraordinary is their ability to exist in quantum superposition, simultaneously being every possible version of themselves until observation or intention collapses their probability waves into specific manifestations. A single building might serve as a healing center in one dimension, a library of cosmic knowledge in another, and a portal to distant star systems in yet another parallel reality. This is the true meaning of sustainable architecture. Structures that exist across multiple dimensions, sharing resources and energy patterns through the quantum field itself. Energy highways between parallel worlds. The cosmic infrastructure that powers these multidimensional cities operates through what ancient mystics called the rivers of light, energy highways that flow between parallel universes like a vast network of luminous arteries carrying the lifeblood of creation itself. These energy channels exist in the fourth dimension, described by quantum physicists as a realm where energy conversion occurs, impalpable and invisible to our three-dimensional senses, yet absolutely essential for the manifestation of matter in our reality. Modern science hints at this profound truth through the study of cosmic microwave background radiation, the faint afterglow of creation that some researchers believe may contain evidence of interactions with other universes. But what science measures as radiation, consciousness perceives as flowing streams of pure potential, energy borrowed from countless parallel versions of our cities, each contributing its unique vibrational signature to the cosmic power grid that sustains multidimensional urban life. These energy highways operate on principles that transcend our understanding of traditional power systems. In three-dimensional space, energy exists as matter, touchable, visible following the classical physics of Newton's mechanics. But as we ascend to fourth-dimensional awareness, energy becomes fluid convertible, capable of transforming into matter under specific cosmic conditions and returning to pure energy when those conditions shift. The cities that tap into these highways don't merely consume energy, they participate in the cosmic dance of creation and transformation, borrowing power from their parallel selves and lending energy in return. The flow of energy between dimensions follows sacred patterns that mirror the geometric structures found in crop circles and mandala designs, cosmic blueprints that serve as maps for navigating the multidimensional energy grid. Each pattern represents a different frequency, a unique pathway through which specific types of energy can flow. Healing energy travels through spiraling golden channels. Creative energy flows in crystalline lattices. And transformational energy moves through diamond-shaped networks that connect the hearts of cities across parallel realities. What makes this borrowing possible is the fundamental interconnectedness that quantum entanglement demonstrates. The recognition that separation is an illusion of three-dimensional perception. In the quantum realm, all cities are one city, all energy is shared energy, and all borrowing is simply the redistribution of cosmic abundance across the infinite expanse of parallel possibility, the sacred geometry of interdimensional infrastructure. The blueprint for multidimensional cities lies encoded within the sacred geometric patterns that have guided mystics and master builders across millennia. These universal design principles serve as the cosmic architecture manual for structures that exist beyond the limitations of three-dimensional space. Sacred geometry reveals itself as the bridge between dimensions, the mathematical language through which consciousness communicates with matter across parallel realities. In these quantum cities, buildings emerge from geometric forms that exist in multiple dimensions simultaneously. A structure might appear as a simple cube in our three-dimensional perception, but its true form extends through hyperdimensional space as a complex polytope, interfacing with parallel versions of itself through geometric resonance. The angles, proportions, and spatial relationships of these buildings create harmonic frequencies that open doorways between worlds, allowing energy and information to flow freely across dimensional boundaries. The infrastructure of these cities follows the Fibonacci sequence and golden ratio patterns that govern growth in nature, but extended into dimensional mathematics that our current science barely comprehends. Streets spiral outward in perfect logarithmic curves that create vortexes in the quantum field, drawing energy from parallel realities through the natural flow of cosmic forces. Parks and public spaces are designed as living mandalas, their geometric forms serving as meditation focuses that help inhabitants attune their consciousness to specific dimensional frequencies. Water systems in these cities flow in impossible patterns, streams that flow upward, fountains that create water bridges between buildings, and pools that serve as windows into parallel versions of the same urban spaces. The sacred geometry governing these water features creates standing wave patterns in the quantum field, establishing resonant frequencies that maintain the dimensional stability necessary for energy borrowing to occur safely and efficiently. Transportation networks operate on geometric principles that allow vehicles to move through folded space, following paths that exist simultaneously in multiple dimensions. A journey from one district to another might involve traveling through several parallel versions of the same city, each offering different energetic resources and experiences before arriving at the intended destination in the primary dimensional layer. Consciousness as the bridge between dimensions. The most profound secret of multidimensional cities lies in understanding consciousness itself as the primary infrastructure that enables energy borrowing between parallel universes. While our three-dimensional cities rely on physical networks of pipes, cables, and roads, quantum cities are built upon networks of consciousness, pathways of awareness that connect the inhabitants' minds directly to the cosmic energy grid, spanning infinite realities. Citizens of these multidimensional metropolises exist in a state of expanded awareness that naturally extends beyond the confines of single reality perception. Their consciousness operates as living antennae, tuning into the energy signatures of parallel versions of themselves in their city, facilitating the smooth flow of borrowed power through mental resonance rather than physical conduits. This is why the collective consciousness is said to be evolving toward fifth dimensional awareness. Frequencies characterized by love, compassion, wisdom, and the recognition of interconnectedness with all existence. The shift from three-dimensional urban living to multi-dimensional city dwelling requires a fundamental transformation in how consciousness relates to physical space. While traditional cities direct inhabitants to navigate primarily through rational mind and physical senses, quantum cities call upon intuition as the primary guidance system. Residents learn to feel their way through urban landscapes, guided by subtle energies that reveal hidden pathways, available resources, and optimal energy borrowing opportunities. This consciousness-based infrastructure operates through what mystics call the fourth dimension, the realm of dreams and visions, where artists birth their creations, bridging the multidimensional with the tangible. In quantum cities, urban planning occurs first in this dream dimension, where architects and city planners work directly with the consciousness of the city itself to design structures that serve the highest good of all dimensional inhabitants. The energy borrowing process requires a delicate balance of individual and collective consciousness. Each resident must maintain awareness of their own energy signature while simultaneously attuning to the needs of their parallel selves across dimensions. When this balance is achieved, energy flows naturally where it is needed most, creating a self-regulating urban ecosystem that operates in perfect harmony with cosmic law. The ancient wisdom of energy borrowing. Long before modern physics began exploring parallel universes and quantum mechanics, ancient civilizations possessed sophisticated knowledge of energy borrowing between dimensional realms. The builders of megalithic structures, the architects of sacred temples, and the designers of mystical cities understood principles that our science is only now beginning to rediscover through complex mathematical equations and particle accelerator experiments have proved. These ancient masters worked with what they called the borrowing of celestial fires, the practice of drawing energy from parallel versions of their communities to power their monumental constructions and sustain their advanced civilizations. The precise alignment of pyramids, stone circles, and temple complexes created geometric resonance patterns that open stable gateways to parallel realities, allowing for the safe transfer of energy across dimensional boundaries without disrupting the delicate balance of space-time. The wisdom traditions speak of cities that existed simultaneously in multiple worlds, their inhabitants moving freely between dimensional layers according to the needs of cosmic harmony. These weren't primitive communities struggling with basic survival, but highly advanced societies that had mastered the art of quantum living, where abundance flowed naturally through interdimensional cooperation rather than competition for scarce resources. The ancient protocols for energy borrowing were encoded in mystery school teachings, passed down through initiate lineages, and preserved in symbolic form within sacred texts and architectural monuments. These protocols emphasize the importance of reciprocity, understanding that borrowed energy must eventually be repaid, creating cycles of cosmic giving and receiving that maintain equilibrium across the multiverse. Every pyramid that drew power from parallel realities also served as a transmission station, sending energy to versions of itself in dimensions where such power was desperately needed. The fall of these ancient multidimensional civilizations occurred not through natural disasters or military conquests, but through the gradual loss of consciousness-based technologies as humanity's awareness contracted into purely three-dimensional perception. The energy highways gradually closed as fewer inhabitants possessed the expanded awareness necessary to maintain the quantum connections, leading to the collapse of interdimensional infrastructure and the retreat into single-reality urban planning. The fifth dimensional city blueprints. As collective consciousness evolves toward fifth-dimensional awareness, the blueprints for truly sustainable multidimensional cities begin to reveal themselves through the quantum field. These cities represent the next evolutionary leap in human urban development. Communities designed not just for physical comfort and efficiency, but for the conscious awakening and cosmic integration of all inhabitants. Fifth-dimensional cities operate on vibrational frequencies characterized by unconditional love, infinite compassion, transcendent wisdom, complete forgiveness, boundless joy, and deep gratitude for existence itself. The architecture of these communities serves as a continuous invitation to higher consciousness, with every building, street, and public space designed to facilitate spiritual growth and cosmic awareness among residents. In these evolved urban spaces, the energy borrowing from parallel universes becomes a conscious collaborative effort involving all inhabitants. City planning sessions occur in meditative states where residents collectively attune to the needs of their parallel selves across dimensions, ensuring that energy sharing benefits all versions of their community simultaneously. The buildings themselves become living entities, their crystalline structures serving as enormous tuning forks that maintain harmonic resonance with parallel architectural formations across the multiverse. The transportation systems in fifth-dimensional cities operate through consciousness itself. Residents travel by shifting their awareness to the desired destination, with their physical form following the movement of their focused attention through dimensional space. This eliminates the need for traditional vehicles and infrastructure, while providing instant access to any location within the multidimensional city network. Public spaces serve as gathering points for collective meditation and energy work, where communities come together to consciously direct the flow of borrowed energy toward healing, creation, and evolution. Parks become living mandalas of consciousness, their plant life arranged in sacred geometric patterns that amplify the spiritual energy of group activities and maintain the dimensional stability necessary for safe energy borrowing operations. The governance of these cities operates through consensus consciousness. Decisions emerge from the collective wisdom of inhabitants who have learned to think beyond individual desire toward the highest good of all dimensional versions of their community. Laws become unnecessary when every resident naturally acts from love, wisdom, and cosmic awareness. The cosmic web of interconnected realities. The ultimate vision of multidimensional cities reveals itself as part of a vast cosmic web, an infinite network of interconnected realities where every city, every structure, every conscious being participates in the eternal dance of energy, sharing that sustains all existence. This web spans not just parallel universes, but parallel times parallel possibilities and parallel dreams, creating a multidimensional infrastructure so complex and beautiful that our current language barely contains words to describe its magnificence. At the quantum level, every atom in these cities maintains entanglement connections with its parallel selves across infinite realities, creating an unbreakable web of communication and energy exchange that operates faster than light and beyond the limitations of space-time. This cosmic internet allows for instant sharing of resources, knowledge innovations, and healing energy between all connected communities, ensuring that no city in any dimension ever lacks what it needs for the flourishing of its inhabitants. The web operates according to principles of cosmic reciprocity and natural law, automatically balancing energy flows to maintain harmony across all connected realities. When a city in one dimension experiences abundance, when communities face challenges, the collective wisdom and support of infinite parallel versions becomes available through the quantum communication channels that link all conscious beings across the multiverse. This interconnected network also serves as a cosmic early warning system, allowing cities to receive information about potential challenges or opportunities from parallel versions of themselves that have already experienced similar situations, natural disasters, social conflicts, technological breakthroughs, and spiritual awakenings ripple through the web, providing all connected communities with the knowledge needed to navigate their own evolutionary journey with greater wisdom and awareness. The beauty of this cosmic web lies not just in its practical benefits, but in its revelation of the fundamental truth that separation is merely an illusion of limited perception. Every multidimensional city serves as a unique expression of cosmic consciousness, a singular note in the infinite symphony of creation, while simultaneously being an integral part of the greater whole that encompasses all possible realities, all potential futures, and all expressions of divine creativity across the boundless expanse of existence. As you return now to your three-dimensional awareness, carry with you the memory of these multidimensional cities that exist just beyond the veil of ordinary perception. Know that the energy highways between worlds flow through your own consciousness, and that your awakening awareness serves as the bridge between the reality you inhabit in the infinite possibilities that await in parallel realms. The quantum cities call to you across dimensions, inviting you to expand your perception and step into your role as a conscious architect of the new Earth, where energy flows freely between worlds and all communities thrive in harmony with cosmic law. Subscribe to continue this journey into the hidden dimensions of existence, where ancient wisdom meets quantum possibility.